we're recording this on a Thursday, right after the 7-goal thriller in the Carabao Cup between Manchester United and Tottenham. So there's some good meat of discussions to be had around what's happening with Manchester United. Are they back to where we thought they were? Was the Manchester City game a blip? And Avinash, do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can start first. I think the Manchester United story from where we last spoke about on our pod, Ruben Amorim or Ruben Interim, I think the jury is maybe still out on that one from the last two games, but definitely like crazy positive signs, of course, coming in with like lot of authority, lot of bold moves, leaving like Garnacho and Rashford out of the squad itself for the Manchester derby to begin with, and even in today's game, uh, again you can say today's game was like a comedy of errors from different individual goalkeepers. But then again, you did see Manchester United in a very different flavor. The like a Manu trying to win the game, like trying to be on the offensive, which all in all are like positive signs for the manager. Let's see what will happen at the end of the season uh, to Amorim.
So if I was a Manu fan,
Sure.
which I'm glad I am not, but like honestly, how would you think about that team, right? Like there are problems, you know that squad isn't up there right now, but then you go and see like this performance against City. Like granted, that first 70 minutes of that game was absolute garbage,
Yeah.
but then the willingness to actually come back, like Man United under Eric would have given up that game. Like I don't think there would have been a 2-1 if Eric Ten Hag was in charge. But under Amorim, there is some hope there, right? So you are, as a fan, you're excited now that you beat City, however like poor City have been recently. But then you come and show this performance against Tottenham, right? You cannot, like, whatever happens, you cannot concede 4 goals and then be like, I should have won that game. Like that's just insane, right? You shouldn't be conceding 4 goals in the first place. To talk
Yeah.
out of all things, out of all.
So I'll be so quick before I let Pushya speak. That itself is what I call the psyche of a Manu. Like in terms of coming to this game, expecting another win or like another very strong performance right at the back of such an intense Manchester City derby with a young coach who's trying to change things, who's trying to bring his own style. I don't think there should be an expectation to win like against say like a top 8 club
Forget
for Amorim.
expectation. Like what? How do you even process it? Like one day you show up on what could potentially be the biggest game of your season, and then the very like 3 days later you're like, okay, yeah,
Yeah.
you know what?
So that's the thing. It is 3 days later. So I don't think the squad is like so ready to put in like that kind of performance. But anyway, let's hear Pushya first. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more relieved than I guess both of you, I guess.
Relieved. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Manchester United versus Manchester City game definitely gave me a little bit more confidence on, okay, this team, there's something work in progress here. So, okay, so if I'm being honest, that it felt the same thing under Eric. But we never knew that he was out of his depth until the end of the second season or like in the beginning of the third season kicked in. So let's see. I'm kind of hopeful, but mind you, the Manchester City game, it's so weird. From outside, it might look like just a smash and grab, but United did have like maybe 2 or 3 very very good chances. It was a silly mistake by City Nunes that gave the penalty.
Yeah.
Kudos to Bruno for taking it very cool penalty, and then Ahmad. Oh my God, what can I even say? Ahmad is one bright spot. I don't even know why. He did show promise before, but somehow the manager, they don't trust Ahmad so much. Every time he's on, he produces.
Yeah.
So I'm hopeful that Ahmad will get more chances.
Confidence. Yeah. Yeah.
And sitting next to Bruno, all these folks, they had horrible game, but look at this kid lighting it up. So I'm happy for that. I'm mixed right now. So I was happy at the end of City game, thinking that okay, there is something here, and then they go and do this.
Are you okay? The question is: Are you Amorim or are you Amorim in or are you interim? I don't
I
know if
am
that
more
vibes.
Amorim in than
Intro.
before the City game.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm a little bit better, but I do not have that much confidence in the squad he has at this point.
Yeah.
Like for example, just a simple thing, right? So Antony was deployed on the right wing today, and Bruno is pretty much on the left wing. So there was neither overlap nor underlap between Dalot and Bruno and Anthony and Mazraoui. It's just Anthony keeps cutting inside and Mazraoui just keeps going outside. There was no overlap there. When Ahmad comes in, immediately that kicks in. Ahmad takes the opportunity to go overlap and then give an opportunity for a wing run. Even the last chance where Mazraoui could have equalized, because there was an overlap there. So I don't know why. Is it the player or is it the coach not letting them do the overlapping thing? We will see. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this Anthony might be having some like dangerous clips of all managers, no? How does he keep playing, dude? He
Either
has
he
some
has
game
either
plan,
that
something.
he has to be like ridiculously exceptional in like training. Like in
In
training, he's
training,
like
yeah.
in training he's like Messi and Cristiano, but then when he comes in, don't know something happens.
But I think
Yeah.
you should show it once in 3 years, no? Like it took even like a donkey has a good day.
Yeah,
Like
he
I
has
have
to
not
be
seen.
sold. He has to be sold in January,
But
not even summer. Yeah.
who buys him back? Like only Ajax at like 20 million or something?
Yeah, I mean it's a loss.
Cut your
Obviously.
losses. Yeah, cut your losses. That's pretty much it.
But
There's
how
no other
do, no,
way.
my
Yeah.
question is how does he keep starting? How does he keep getting into like how bad must Garnacho and Rashford have been in
No,
training that
no. I don't
Anthony gets
think
ahead?
that's a fair comparison though, because like I think the reason of Garnacho and Rashford is completely different. It's not for footballing reasons.
I
Like
agree.
yeah,
No,
It's
I agree.
disciplinary
But I'm just
issues.
saying, at this point, if I want my team to win, I suck it up and be like, okay, I understand your attitude is bad, but I'll keep you there because you can do something. The fact that he's let them go and then be like, oh, I'll still play with Anthony means something Anthony is doing.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
come
think
on. An
like
Arsenal fan saying that is ridiculous. Okay, you
Why?
just let Aubameyang go. Arteta let Aubameyang go. A lot of other stars go simply because they won't
ooh,
listen.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
spicy.
that I
yeah,
understand. Yeah,
yeah.
it's a very fair comparison. But even with Aubameyang, right? Arteta had given him multiple weeks of chances, and he kept repeatedly, screwing up in terms of all of the rules that he had put in place. It wasn't like,
Okay.
oh, I come in 2 weeks later, I'm like, oh, you fuck off, I don't need you, right? Like,
I think with Rashford, it's accumulation across managers rather than just
yeah, but why would
just
Amorim
this.
care about what previous managers said or did?
I mean,
He
if
seems to
he
be.
had gotten this download of this kind of nonsense information saying that hey, this guy does this stuff, and then he comes in and say, okay, I'm going to give him a chance. He gave him a chance. Immediately, he
For a
started
week
noticing
or
that it's
two?
happening. Yeah, sure, that's all it takes. If you're being honest, they see them every
Dude,
day, man. So we see them
yeah.
once a week. Yeah.
I feel that was ballsy, man. That was like ballsy to come out in the Manchester like City derby and not even take them in the game day
On the
squad.
trip, yeah.
And to come out and address it straight to the point, yeah, I didn't like a few things, so they need to improve. So that's why they are out.
You know
And
what I like
yeah,
more?
no,
But this English media also are assholes. They want gossip, right? So they after he got
kept
dropped,
on us, yeah.
yeah, then he came out with a statement saying, "I want a fresh start" and all, right? I absolutely loved how Amorim dealt with that. So, and like one of those media people asked him, like, "What do you think about Rashford's statement that he wants a new start?" And like it blew my mind that he was that smart, like to instantly come out by saying, "Oh, we need a fresh start even here at United. Everything is new for us. We are trying to go a different direction." I'm like, dude, that
Yeah.
is super media training, man.
At least, like the biggest positive so far for me from Amorim is he's saying the right things. He's
Yeah,
saying
unlike
the right
Eric Ten
things.
Hag who is just blaming players,
Yeah, yeah.
having like
Eric
these
Ten
long
Hag,
feuds.
like injuries are a problem, players are a problem. Oh, I have won two FA
Everything
Cups,
apart
so
from
I am
injuries.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, like maybe like another point for Amorim that I'll say is he needs a preseason, and I feel he will also so get a decent like war chest from the United so ownership. So things are looking like positive, and like such a win, like this is the sort of win that will help him also, like so propel and like put his
And then
agenda
3 days
across in the
later he goes
dressing
and
room.
loses. 3 days later he loses again.
Yeah,
It's
again,
okay. Nobody cares about the Energy Cup.
yeah, that's
Okay,
true as
so
well.
my opinion
Except
is little
except
bit
for Liverpool and Arsenal, who are still in the cup, I guess.
apparently not stupid things. No, so but I actually have a different take right now.
Sure.
It looks nice because right now he's a new manager and the players are trying to play for him a little bit. I feel like there's an element of players playing for the new manager because they know they might get thrown out, right? Like, plus they've seen what he's ready to do by just kicking players out of the team. The other problem I think that can affect him is the fact that very quickly teams will figure out a way to play him, to play that 3-4-3. They'll figure out how to block it, and then what? Because he's never actually had to tweak his like game setup or strategy to actually.
He's never
combat it.
changed it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He will be
So
tested.
I
What
don't
else?
think he'll last for that long, dude. Somehow I have a bad feeling here. However nice it looks, I just don't. I feel like once he gets found out, there's no coming back.
I have a feeling that it's going to go down the same route again. So I can clearly see that he's going to get more players now, which are going to fit his unique style again. One more unique style, which is
Same
not
playbook.
going to be sustained in the future. Again, so we are back in the same loop
Same playbook,
where,
man.
yeah, he's going to come back. He's going to get, if he survives the season, he's going to get like $200 million like watches. He's going to get players, and boom, it's not going to work.
I think that's as much, dude.
Yeah.
I do believe that if he does figure out a way to, if other teams don't figure out a way to combat the 3-4-3, I think he can still have an impact. But knowing how well the caliber of Premier League teams, they will figure him out. Is my opinion.
So I'll ask it one last time. Is it Amorim in or is it it? Okay, this is getting too old. Let's move.